fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the 500 Osakakanjyo set from Shinkansen Henkei Robo Shinkalion Z, the animation. This is comprised of two new trains you can see featured very prominently here on the front of the box. You have the 500 Kodama and the 323 Osakakanjyo, so this is kind of the main train and this is kind of the support train. You can see the toy kind of looming here in the background, and then we have a CGI render of the combined robot form. The body is basically the Kodama, and then the two arms are from the Osakakanjyo. You can see the pilot down here in the corner. I still have not seen the show. I know it's on the radar. I need to get to it eventually. I just feel like I've got to be so behind at this point, but one day. So I'm assuming that's the pilot down here. Taking a look at the bottom, you can see just pretty much looks like a similar picture from the front of the box. And if we spin this around, very similar thing going here on the top. Over here on this side, it shows you the two trains. So you can see the Kodama and the Osakakanjyo. And then over here on this side, it does kind of just like a... Let me tilt this up. You can see the train, you can see the robot, you can see the smaller train, and then the combination. And then, of course, here on the back, you get to see all the different configurations and everything. So you have kind of the normal robot mode, then you switch it out with the new arms. You get this giant blade, which looks really cool. He's also kind of using the giant shoulder pads as a shield. It shows that it's compatible with plow rail, of course. And then they just show you how you can kind of mix and match with the other train pieces for different arms and legs, because that's kind of the gimmick of the whole line, is mixing and matching all of the limbs. So pretty cool packaging for this set. I'm going to go ahead and get everything out of here. There's probably a few stickers to apply, so I'll take care of that, and then we'll take a closer look. So here's everything you get in the box. There were a few stickers to apply, not too bad. I've already gone ahead and taken care of that. I want to show you how to construct the 4 trains. You'll have 3 for the kind of regular robot, and then you'll have the 1 bonus train. So I just wanted to go ahead and show you how to put these all together. So we'll start here with the front of the main train, which obviously is going to become the torso and head of the robot mode. So we're going to start by taking this kind of abdomen section and pushing this forward, and it will click into place, and that's going to free up space in here for the head to be able to collapse down, and then you will push this down, and then that is done. We're going to take these 2 pieces that will eventually become the arms and shoulders. We will push this together. They tab into each other, and then you can see these 2 large connection ports here are going to peg in right there, and then you hear that snap together, and then we're pretty much done. That's the first train. So we're going to take our connection pieces, and there are 2 different colors for the connection pieces. One is kind of a little bit more like bronze or goldish as opposed to the normal gray. And these are always for the support trains. So if you ever have them all like in a big pile, it's easy to tell that the little bit kind of browner, golder ones, whatever term you want to use, they go for the support trains. So you'll have one with no connection, and that's going to peg in here in the front. And then you'll have this one with the connection that will peg in the back. So there is our first train all done. We'll put that over here. This middle one's very, very simple. It's just kind of a storage train. You're going to take the weapon, and you're just going to peg that in here. And then this is going to drop on top of here. And then that's pretty much all set. That's your middle train. And then you're going to take this section, which will become the kind of waist and thighs of the robot. And you're going to take these panels here. You can see that they have 2 pegs, and there are 2 peg holes on the thigh. So you're just going to go ahead and peg that in there. And you're going to do that on both sides. And they will also tab into each other. And then you can see that there is a tab slot right here. And you're going to take this, which has a tab right there. And then this is going to kind of just naturally tab in there. And they'll also kind of tab in here. You can see the slot and the tab right there, as well as tab into each other. And that is going to give us our third train. So we're going to take those last 2 connection pieces, peg those on underneath very simply. And there you go. 3 trains done. So now we are moving on to the like bonus train, support train, whatever you want to call this one. We're going to take the 2 arm pieces and we're going to tab them into each other. You can see that there are 2 tab slots right there. So we just go ahead and tab those in. This section is going to pop on here like so. We're going to take this large kind of like sled area and tab in or peg in these little accessories here. So that's going to peg in there. And this is going to peg in like so. This is going to kind of fit in this empty space right here. And then these 2 tabs right here and here are going to peg into the arms. So that's going to all peg in like so. Then you're going to take these pieces and you want to make sure that you line up the gold or orange and black stripes. So this one actually goes on this side. And then these are going to just tab onto the sides here. So we'll go ahead and tab those in, and then you can kind of bring this down to kind of, keep all that in place. At this point, you can go ahead and bring these down. You can't do it earlier because they don't make a full 90-degree rotation down. It's like 80, 88 degrees. It's pretty close, but it just doesn't go all the way down. Then when you're connecting these pieces, you have to use the one that's a little bit closer to the front, because if you put it here, there's not enough clearance. So you have to peg it into that one, and then this will sit right in between those. And then this one's just going to peg in the front here. So we have our 4 trains fully assembled, and we'll go ahead and start connecting them. So this one was the front. This is going to clip here. You can see how that just kind of clips into that, like so. And then this one will clip on right here. So here is the normal train, and it is plow rail compatible. Rolls very nice. It's got some movement, so it can kind of go around the tracks and everything. Now, you can substitute this train in. Unfortunately, you cannot connect all 4 of them, which is a bit of a bummer. But you can go ahead and kind of unpeg this, unpeg these. So you could do a couple things, if I can get this unpegged. You could peg this one in here if you want this to kind of be the new front train. You could do something like that, and then you could leave this one connected there. Or you could take this one off and connect this one directly to this. So you have a couple options. And if you have previous trains from, prior releases, you can go ahead and mix and match, and however the connectors work out. So you have a couple options there. Unfortunately, like I said, you cannot connect all 4, which is a bit of a bummer as I'm knocking these around. But yeah, pretty cool. I like them. I think they're fun. I love that they connect. They are plow rail compatible, so if you have any of that, it would all work. But yeah, so there are our 4 fully constructed trains. So now we're going to take these 2 and deconstruct them to form the robot mode. Alright, so first thing you're going to do is just open this up, and we're going to take that weapon out. If I can get this open, there we go. Take the weapon out, and then you can just kind of put this off to the side. Next thing we're going to do is come underneath and remove all of the wheels. I kind of hate the way that, this line does the wheels. I like that you can completely take them off, because the old line had them just kind of hidden around, and then these pieces were always kind of flopping around, and they tried to click them in to hide them and things like that, but it didn't really work out. So I do appreciate that you can just remove them, but there's not really a good thing to do with them, especially if you want to display all of your trains in robot mode. You just kind of have like a bag of these pieces somewhere. Just kind of make sure you don't lose them, but we're going to just go ahead and put them off to the side for now. We're going to start by kind of disassembling this back into the components that we saw earlier. So take all of this apart like so, as the pieces go flying everywhere. So the first thing we'll do, we'll start with the legs. If I can get this unhooked, here we go. So there's a little panel on the side here. This is going to flip up like so. This piece here is going to flip down, and then this is going to flip out. And honestly, if you've had or seen previous reviews, a lot of these transform very similarly. You can see here that there's 2 pegs that we use to clip onto the thigh. You're actually going to put this in here for kind of storage, and that's just kind of peg in there. Now it does kind of hit into this, so you kind of have to push it forward a little bit, because it's not really going to go straight in. Although I guess there is kind of a little channel right here, so you could kind of rest that in there. Alright, that's actually kind of cool. I'm glad they thought about that. I didn't realize that until just now. That's actually kind of cool. There's that tiny little channel for that little peg to just kind of rest in. So if you do want it as close to the body as possible, or you could kind of put it, a lot of times they put it at like a little bit of a 45-degree angle. The choice is up to you. And then we're going to just transform the other one the exact same way. So flip this down, flip out the foot, bring this down, and then tab this one in here. And then there you go. We have our 2 legs. This is pretty much from the knee down. We're going to take the thigh section, flip this piece up, and that will kind of tab into place. And then we can go ahead and connect our legs, and they just kind of snap right in there. And it's nice because you have really nice ratchets here for the waist. You can kick out to the side. You have thigh swivel. You have double jointed knees. And you can hear like the nice ratchets and all of that. And then you have kind of a ball joint down here, so you have ankle tilt front to back a little bit. So really nice movement there. And then like I said, if you want to just have these straight next to the body, you can kind of put a little 45-degree angle, however you'd like to display those. And even this piece is going to spin here, so you have waist movement as well, which is nice. So we'll put that there for the moment. We will come to what will be the torso and head section. We're going to flip this up, and that just kind of sits there like this, and then we will bring this down, and this will click into place, and that will stop this from moving. That'll kind of keep this in place. Really nice head sculpt for this. I like this a lot. Definitely remind me of like Gundams. I think they definitely resemble Gundams. You have the nice eyes, the faceplate there. Really nice color scheme. The yellow eyes with the blue and the orange, I think really works well. And the head just on a ball joint, so you can kind of move, look up a little bit, look forward a little bit of side to side. It's limited because of where it is, but there is a ball joint in there. So we will take this, and then this piece, you can see the like pentagon, and that is a very specific peg, so it can only peg in one place there. And let me angle the camera up slightly. Now we're going to take our two arms. We're going to fold this section down. This is going to slide back. This will kind of click into place, so it's kind of at a 45-degree angle. And then we're just going to peg these in. And like I said, pretty much all of these trains transform exactly the same way, I'll be honest. They are pretty similar. So there we go. There is our finished robot mode. He does come with this small blade that you're going to just pop that up, and then we can go ahead and put this in his hands. But yeah, he looks good. So in addition to the articulation I already showed off, you have a nice ratchet here in the shoulder. You have a hinge out to the side. You have a bicep swivel. You have, I would say, over 90 degrees in the elbow. The wrists can swivel. Like I said, you have that waist movement there. And then, like I said, the hips, thighs swivel, double jointed knees, ball joint in the ankle. So they're really nice robots, honestly. I think they have a lot of great articulation, great detail, great paint. Just a few stickers, honestly. They have a sticker on each side of the weapon here, sticker on the abdomen, sticker on these two sides of like the crotch plate, sticker here on the inside of the forearm, one for each, sticker on the inside of the leg, and then a sticker on the foot. So it's really not too bad, honestly. He looks good. I like him a lot. I mean, it's kind of a dinky little sword, I will say, but he's going to get much better weapons in a moment when we bring in that auxiliary train. But yeah, overall, I really like this robot mode. I think it looks pretty good. Good color scheme. Really like the design. Alright, so now we're going to take the auxiliary train and we're going to disassemble this. Once again, we're going to take the two wheel pieces off and just put them off to the side. We're going to flip this section up so that we can pop off these two pieces. And then we need to disconnect this section, which can be a little difficult, but got that off. This is also a little difficult to unpeg this, but not too bad. Okay. Because I'm on camera, it's making it look very easy. That's great. We're going to take these. This is going to pop up, and you can see that there's a little tab slot there, and there's a little tab here. So that's going to click into place. Then you're going to bring the arm down, swivel that at the bicep, and there's one arm. Going to do pretty much exactly the same thing over here. Swivel this down, and there we go. We're going to take these two connector pieces off. So take that. We're going to take this, and we're going to flip this upside down, and then we're going to peg this into the second one here into these. So that is going to peg in like so. And then this is going to become kind of a giant shoulder pad / shield. This part's actually really cool. You're going to take these two pieces, and if you thought they were going to be swords, you're correct. They are going to peg into each other, like so. Then you're going to take this piece here, and you're going to peg that in there like that. And then you're going to take this piece and slide this on top. And there you go. Now you have this really cool blade, which I think that's really cool. I love this orange piece that slides on and locks into place. It just gives the sword so much more character. I really like that a lot. So now what we're going to do, we're going to take this off like this. We're going to disconnect these arms. Put them off to the side. You're going to peg on our new arms. And I really like the orange with the blue. I think that really works. Now, you're going to say, well, why is this shoulder pad so much longer? Because you're going to take this, and you're going to peg this on here, and then this kind of hangs down as that giant shield / shoulder pad. Then they're about the same length once they do that. So there you go. There are the new arms. And again, that orange just really pops with the blue. I think they did a really nice job there. With the sword, you have two options. You can go ahead and peg this underneath, and then he can kind of wield it as like an arm blade like that. Or you can take this and connect it to this sword by flipping this piece down, and then you can see that there's kind of a little track right there, and then this is just going to slide on like this, And then there you go. Go ahead and give him this. And then that first blade kind of becomes like a hilt protector, or, you know, I'm not well versed in swords, but kind of an arm guard or a hand guard there. And you just have this giant, massive sword, which I think looks really, really cool. So here is the combined form. I like it a lot. I really do. Like I said, the blue and orange are just two colors that go really well together. I like the giant arm shield. I think that's kind of cool. You have this giant sword. I think looks absolutely fantastic. And I was playing around with this a little bit. If you don't really like the look of that, you could kind of take this off. And I was trying to see if there's a way I could just kind of peg this in. Like, see, this is kind of difficult to get out of there, but I was trying to see if there's some way I could just kind of peg this into the arm, and I didn't really come up with a great way to do this. But he does kind of have this connection here from before. So if you wanted to, and it'd be kind of difficult to do this, but if we could get maybe this to peg in something like that, if you kind of wanted a front-facing shield, it doesn't really work all that well. I was just trying to brainstorm a way. You can kind of do something like that. I like the shoulder shield. I was just trying to see if there was a way I could play with it to have a more traditional kind of arm-mounted shield. There's not a great way, but you can kind of do that. But I think that actually looks pretty cool. So I like it a lot. I really do. I think this is a cool set. I think it's got a great individual robot mode. I think it's got a great combined mode. And I love that you can combine the two swords together. Now, you could have him use the two swords separately as well. You could kind of have him use this one, and then you could even peg this here if you wanted it in the front. You could kind of peg this into his hand here. If I can get it to peg in. For some reason, sometimes the pegs are a little tight, but there we go. So you could get him to do it facing forward if you want. Or, of course, you can go ahead and peg this underneath. There's a peg hole in the bottom of the forearm. So you have a lot of options. I mean, you could do individual swords. You could do one giant sword. And I think that's pretty cool. And I didn't even mention the fact that if you have other releases in this line, all of the arms and legs are compatible. So you can mix and match, switch the arms around, switch the weapons around, legs, as much as you can come up with. There's a lot of playability with this line in terms of customization and arm, leg, weapon swapping. It all works out. So really, really fun. I think this one looks great. So this is another fun release from a really great line. I've been having a ton of fun with the whole Shinkalion Z line so far. Like I said, one day I eventually have to get to watching this show. But the toys are just really great. They're good, solid, transforming robots. Yes, they're not Transformers, but they are made by Takara Tomy, which is the same company that made Transformers, so it kind of makes sense. But you have really nice, tight ratchets for all the joints. So great articulation, great color scheme, great paint applications. You know, like I said, the playability is off the charts with the ability to kind of mix and match all the limbs. Plus, you can combine different weapons and things. So there's a lot of fun to be had with these, and I've been enjoying the line quite a bit. So I definitely recommend checking this one out. The only thing, if I had to complain about anything, like I said, I don't love that you just have these, you know, somewhere off to the side. I mean, I don't want them really connected to the robot, but maybe if they could have fit like inside this little extra car thing would have been nice. You can maybe fit one or two in there, but you can't fit all of them. It would have been neat if that car was big enough to like house all of them or something, but I understand why it's not. But that's a minor complaint. Like I said, it's still a really fun toy line. This is a great figure, and I definitely recommend checking it out. So I got mine from Amazon Japan, but I think other stores like HLJ and I think maybe even Hobby Search probably sell these as well. So definitely check them out wherever you can, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.